Admiral Kim Tae-won stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the stars through the wide windows. He had been doing this job for 20 years now. 20 years of following rules that other species made for humans. 20 years of keeping Earth's small fleet weak and quiet. His hands shook as he held the emergency message. The words were simple, but they changed everything. New Sol was gone. 2 million humans were dead. The Vorthon ships had come without, warning and killed everyone they could find. "Sir?" Captain Lee Jin-ho stepped closer. The young pilot looked worried. "What are your orders?" Kim Tae-won could not answer yet. He read the message again. The Vorthons called it pest control. They said humans were like insects that needed to be removed. The Galactic Union agreed with them. Dr. Park Sora walked into the bridge. Her clothes were torn and dirty. Blood covered her hands. She had escaped from New Sol on the last transport ship. Her eyes looked empty, like she had seen too much. Death. "They hunted children," she said in a quiet voice. "The Vorthons made it into a game. They gave the human children a 10-minute head start, then chased them through the streets. They laughed while they did it." Kim Tae-won felt something break inside his chest. He had signed the Treaty of Stellar Restraint when he was young. He believed the aliens when they said it would bring peace. Humans would be safe if they stayed. Weak. They would be protected if they never fought back. "Show me the footage," he said. Dr. Park Sora connected her datapad to the main screen. The bridge crew watched in silence. The images were worse than the reports. Vorthon soldiers dragged human families from their homes. They separated parents from children. They made the adults watch while they hurt the young ones. "Turn it off," someone whispered. But Kim Tae-won made them watch it all. Every person on the bridge needed to see what the galaxy really thought of humans. The Vorthons were not acting alone. Other alien species cheered them on. Some even sent their own ships. To help with the killing, Ambassador Choi Hae-jin appeared on the communication screen. She was calling from the Galactic Union headquarters. Her face was pale and tired. "Admiral, I have bad news," she said. "The Union Council voted. They say the attack on New Sol was legal. They claim humans were planning to rebel, so the Vorthons had the right to protect themselves." "Protect themselves?" Captain Lee Jin-ho could not stay quiet. "From children? From farmers?" Ambassador Choi Hae-jin shook her head. "It gets worse. The Union gave the Vorthons control of 5 more human colonies. They say these worlds are too dangerous to leave in human hands. We have 3 days to remove all our people, or the Vorthons will remove them for us." Kim Tae-won closed his eyes. 5 more colonies meant 15 million more humans. The Vorthons would not let them leave alive. They would kill them all, just like on New Sol. "What about our allies?" he asked. "What about the species that signed friendship treaties with Earth?" "Gone," Ambassador Choi Hae-jin said. "They all voted with the Vorthons. Some of them are sending ships to help with the colony transfers. They say humans have become too dangerous to trust." The bridge fell silent. Everyone understood what this meant. Humans were alone. The galaxy wanted them dead or enslaved. The peace they had worked for was a lie. Dr. Park Sora spoke again. "I found something else on New Sol. The Vorthons had been planning this for months. They set up research stations before the attack. They wanted to study how humans die. They wanted to learn how to kill us more efficiently." She showed them more footage. Vorthon scientists cut open human prisoners while they were still alive. They tested different poisons on human children. They took notes while families screamed for help. "They are coming for Earth next," Dr. Park Sora said. "I heard them talking. They want to finish what they started. They want to make sure no humans survive anywhere in the galaxy." Kim Tae-won looked at his officers. These were good people who had spent their lives following alien rules. They believed in peace and cooperation. They thought strength meant working together, not fighting. But the galaxy had shown them the truth. Peace only worked when both sides wanted it. Cooperation only mattered when both sides saw each other as equals. The aliens never saw humans as equals. They saw them as useful animals that could be killed when they were no longer needed. "Sir," Captain Lee Jin-ho said, "what are your orders?" Kim Tae-won walked to the communication panel. He sent a coded message to a place that was not supposed to exist. Project Phoenix had been humanity's secret for 150 years. Even he was not supposed to know about it, but he did know. He had helped build it. While humans signed treaties promising to stay weak, other humans worked in hidden bases. While Earth's government promised never to build weapons, human engineers designed new ways to fight. While ambassadors talked about peace, human soldiers trained for war. The reply came back in seconds. 2 words. Standing ready. Kim Tae-won turned to face his crew. Send a message to all human worlds. Tell them to prepare for evacuation. Tell them the Vorthons are coming. Sir, Ambassador Choi Hye-jin called from the screen. The Union is demanding an answer. Will we surrender the colonies peacefully? Kim Tae-won looked at the footage of dead children one more time. He thought about the Vorthans laughing while they hunted human families. He thought about the alien scientists taking notes while people died. Send this message to the Galactic Union, he said. Tell them the treaty of stellar restraint is broken. Tell them humans will no longer follow their rules. Tell them we remember what they did to our children. Admiral, Captain Lee Jin-ho said quietly. Are we going to war? Kim Tae-won watched the stars outside the windows. Somewhere out there, Vorthan ships were moving toward more human worlds. Alien soldiers were preparing to kill more human families. The galaxy was celebrating the death of new soul. No, he said. War is what happens between equals. This is something else. He activated the ship's communication system. His voice went out to every human ship, every human world, every human listening post in space. This is Admiral Kim Tae-won. For 150 years we have kept our promise to stay peaceful. We have followed every rule the aliens made for us. We have trusted them to treat us fairly. He paused, looking at the footage of new soul burning. They broke that trust when they murdered our children. They broke it when they turned genocide into entertainment. They broke it when they called us insects that needed to be destroyed. Another pause. The entire human fleet was listening now. The galaxy wanted us to stay weak, so they could kill us whenever they chose. They thought we would always be victims. They thought we would never fight back. Kim Tae-won smiled for the first time. In days, it was not a happy smile. They were wrong. Activate Phoenix Protocol. Show them what humans do when their children are threatened. Show them what happens when peaceful people are pushed too far. The communication ended. Across human space, hidden bases came online. Ships that were not supposed to exist powered up their engines. Weapons that broke every treaty emerged from secret storage. The galaxy thought it knew humanity. It was about to learn how wrong it had been. General Han Dong-min had been waiting for this day for 30 years. He stood in the command center of Phoenix Base, watching screens that showed the entire galaxy. For 3 decades, he had built humanity's hidden strength. Now it was time to use it. The base was buried deep inside an asteroid, far from Earth. The aliens thought it was just another mining operation. They never looked close enough to see the truth. Humans were good at hiding things from species that thought they were superior. Sir, we have Admiral Kim Tae-won on the line, his aide said. Put him through, General Han Dong-min replied. Admiral Kim Tae-won's face appeared on the main screen. Behind him, the bridge of his ship looked busy. Officers were running back and forth, preparing for what was coming. Phoenix Protocol is active, Admiral Kim Tae-won said. How long do you need? We have been ready for years, General Han Dong-min answered. The question is not when we can fight. The question is how much of the galaxy will be left when we are finished. Engineer Nam Yu-jin walked up to them. She was young but brilliant. She had spent her whole life designing weapons that could kill aliens efficiently. Her hands were covered in engine grease, and she looked excited. The new ships are ready, she said. All 500 of them. The aliens think we only have 50. Ships total. They are going to be very surprised. Admiral Kim Tae-won looked shocked. 500? How did you build so many without anyone noticing? General Han Dong-min smiled. We have been busy while you were following the treaty. Every human ship that visits an alien world brings back raw materials. Every diplomat who shakes an alien hand plants a listening device. Every trade agreement includes hidden clauses that help us. He gestured to the screens around them. Each one showed a different human world, but not the colonies the aliens knew about. These were secret settlements, hidden bases, research stations that did not officially exist. The galaxy thinks there are 12 human worlds, General Han Dong-min continued. The truth is there are over 200. We have been spreading out for decades, but we told the aliens we were staying home like good little pets. Commander Oh Jae-sung entered the command center. He led the Phoenix strike teams, human soldiers who had trained for this war their entire lives. Unlike regular human troops, these men and women were enhanced with technology the aliens did not know existed. Sir, my teams are in position, Commander Oh Jae-sung reported. We have people on every major alien world. They think we are diplomats, traders, and tourists. They have no idea they are surrounded by our soldiers. Dr. Park So-ra appeared on another screen. She was calling from Earth, where the government was meeting to decide humanity's future. Her clothes were clean now, but her eyes still looked haunted by what she had seen on New Seoul. The Earth Council is voting, she said. They want to know if Project Phoenix is real or if it is just a desperate dream. General Han Dong-min activated a new set of screens. These showed human fleets moving through space, human bases powering up their weapons, human soldiers getting ready for battle. The scale was enormous. Tell the Council this, he said. For 150 years, the aliens have thought they controlled us. They made us sign treaties that kept us weak. They made us promise never to build weapons or expand our territory. They thought we were obedient slaves. Engineer Nam Yu-jin laughed. They never understood humans at all. When you tell a human not to do something, that just makes them want to do it more. When you try to keep humans trapped, they start looking for ways to escape. Every treaty we signed had loopholes, General Han Dong-min explained. We promised not to build weapons, so we built mining equipment that could be turned into weapons. We promised not to expand our military, so we built civilian ships that could be turned into warships. We promised not to develop dangerous technology, so we researched it in places they would never look. Admiral Kim Tae-won was staring at the displays. This is incredible, but how did you keep it secret for so long? The aliens underestimated us, Commander Oh Jae-sung said. They thought humans were simple and honest. They thought we could not lie well enough to fool them. They thought we were too primitive to build anything they should worry about. Dr. Park So-ra spoke from Earth. The Council wants to know about alien defenses. The Vorthons have shields that can stop any human weapon we know about. Engineer Nam Yu-jin grinned. Any human weapon they know about. But they do not know about quantum torpedoes. They do not know about phase disruptors. They do not know about the gravity bombs we have been building in secret. She brought up technical displays that made Admiral Kim Tae-won whistle in amazement. The weapons looked like nothing he had ever seen. Some of them seemed to break the laws of physics. How is this possible? He asked. Simple, Engineer Nam Yu-jin replied. The aliens have been using the same technology for thousands of years. They stopped innovating because they thought they were already perfect. Meanwhile, humans kept learning and improving. We took their technology and made it better. Then we made it even better than that. General Han Dong-min activated another screen. This one showed alien worlds, but with new information overlaid on them. Population centers, military bases, government buildings, all marked with targeting data. We know everything about them, he said. Every time they invited human diplomats to visit, we learned more about their weaknesses. Every time they showed off their technology, we figured out how to counter it. Every time they bragged about their superiority, they gave us more information to use against them. Commander Oh Jae-sung pulled up files on different alien species. The Vorthons are strong but slow. Their armor can stop kinetic weapons, but not energy beams. The Zelkari have excellent shields but weak engines. The Morvans are smart, but their ships have a design flaw in the power systems. You have been studying them, Admiral Kim Tae-won realized. For decades, General Han Dong-min confirmed. We know how they think, how they fight, how they die. They know almost nothing about us, except what we wanted them to know. Dr. Park So-ra's voice came through the speakers again. The Earth Council has made their decision. They are authorizing Project Phoenix. They are declaring the Treaty of Stellar. Restraint null and void. General Han Dong-min felt a weight lift from his shoulders. For 30 years he had prepared for this moment. Humanity's chains were finally broken. Send the activation codes to all Phoenix units, he ordered. Tell our people on alien worlds to begin Phase 1 operations. Tell our hidden fleets to move into attack positions. Engineer Nam Yu-jin was already working at her control station. Quantum weapons are online. Phase disruptors are charged. Gravity bombs are armed and ready, Commander Oh Jae-sung spoke into his communicator. All strike teams, this is Phoenix Command. Operation Liberation is go. Repeat, Operation Liberation is go. Across the galaxy, humans who had been pretending to be weak traders and diplomats revealed their true purpose. Hidden weapons emerged from secret compartments. Disguised soldiers activated their combat gear. Fake cargo ships transformed into attack vessels. Admiral Kim Tae-won watched it all happen on the screens. This is amazing, but the aliens will fight back. They have bigger fleets, more worlds, more soldiers. Numbers do not matter when you have surprise and better technology, General Han Dong-min said. Besides, they are not as united as they pretend to be. Many alien species hate each other. They only work together because they all think humans are harmless. What happens when they realize we are not harmless? Admiral Kim Tae-won asked. General Han Dong-min looked at the footage of New Seoul burning. He thought about human children, being hunted for sport. He thought about alien scientists experimenting on human prisoners. Then they learn what happens when you threaten human children, he said. They learn what humans do when they stop trying to be civilized. Captain Lee Jin-ho's voice came through the communication system. Phoenix Command, this is Strike Group Alpha. We are in position near the Vorthan Supply Depot. Request permission to begin the attack. General Han Dong-min looked at Admiral Kim Tae-won. The Admiral nodded. Permission granted, General Han Dong-min said. Show them what human weapons can do. Show them what they created when they decided to hunt our children. On the screens, they watched as Captain Lee Jin-ho's ship fired the first shot of humanity's war for survival. The Vorthan Supply Depot disappeared in a flash of light. The aliens guarding it never even saw the human ship approaching. Message sent to all human forces, Engineer Nam Yu-jin reported. The galaxy wanted us to stay weak and peaceful. They wanted us to be victims. They thought we would always be afraid of them. She smiled as more alien targets disappeared from the screens. They were wrong. Captain Yoon Mi-young stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Indomitable. The ship was massive, bigger than anything the aliens thought humans could build. For 10 years, it had been hidden in a gas giant's atmosphere, waiting for this moment. Target acquired, her weapons officer reported. Kepler colony is directly ahead. I count 15 Vorthan ships in orbit. Captain Yoon Mi-young studied the tactical display. The Vorthans had taken over the human colony 3 weeks ago. Reports said they were using the colonists for experiments, just like they had done on New Seoul. Any human survivors? She asked. Sensors. Show life signs in the research facility, her science officer replied. But the readings are disturbing. It looks like the Vorthans are operating on people while they are still alive. Captain Yoon Mi-young felt her jaw tighten. She had seen the reports from New Seoul. She knew what the Vorthans did to human prisoners. They cut people open to see how human organs worked. They tested different ways to cause pain. They treated humans like laboratory animals. All weapons prepare to fire, she ordered. Target every Vorthan ship. Leave nothing alive. The Indomitable emerged from hyperspace directly above the colony. The Vorthan ships were caught completely off guard. They had been expecting weak human vessels with primitive weapons. Instead, they found themselves facing a warship that looked like it came from their nightmares. Impossible, came the transmission from the lead Vorthan vessel. Humans do not have ships like this. The treaty forbids it. Captain Yoon Mi-young opened a channel to reply. The treaty is broken. Your people made sure of that when they decided to hunt our children. The Indomitable's weapons fired all at once. Quantum torpedoes tore through Vorthan shields like they were made of paper. Phase disruptors melted alien armor into slag. Gravity bombs crushed entire ships into balls of twisted metal. In 30 seconds, 15 Vorthan vessels were destroyed. The aliens never had a chance to fight back. Colonel Seo Kyung-ho watched the orbital battle from his transport ship. He commanded the human ground forces that would liberate the colony. His soldiers were enhanced with technology the aliens had never seen before. Beautiful work, Captain, he transmitted to the Indomitable. We are ready for landing operations. Confirmed. Colonel, the orbital space is clear. Rescue our people. Colonel Seo Kyung-ho's transport ships descended toward the research facility. Through the windows, he could see Vorthan soldiers running in panic. They had never faced human troops in real combat before. The transport doors opened, and human soldiers poured out. They moved faster than normal humans, hit harder than normal humans, and survived wounds that would kill normal humans. The Vorthons shot at them with weapons that should have been deadly, but the human armor absorbed the energy blasts easily. "Remember," Colonel Seo Kyung-ho told his troops over the radio, "any Vorthon who surrenders gets the same treatment they gave to our civilians. Any Vorthon who runs gets hunted down like they hunted our children." The battle was not really a battle. It was an execution. Human soldiers moved through the facility like death itself. Vorthan troops who had been laughing while they tortured humans suddenly found themselves begging for mercy. They did not receive any. Dr. Lim Hae-rin monitored the operation from the Indomitable's medical bay. She was a specialist in alien psychology, and she had been studying Vorthon behavior for years. Her job was to understand how aliens thought, so humans could break them more effectively. "Interesting," she said as she watched the tactical feeds. "The Vorthans are not even trying to coordinate their defense. They are just running away in random directions." "Is that unusual for them?" Captain Yoon Mi-young asked. "Very unusual. Vorthans are supposed to be excellent warriors. But they have never fought anyone who could actually hurt them before. They are used to bullying weaker species. When they face real resistance, they panic." Colonel Seo Kyung-ho's voice came through the communication system. "We have reached the human prisoners. Medical teams needed immediately. The Vorthons were creative in their experiments." Dr. Lim Hae-rin grabbed her medical kit and headed for the transport bay. When she arrived at the research facility, she found something that made her stomach turn. The Vorthons had been dissecting humans while they were still conscious. They wanted to see how much pain humans could feel before they died. "How many survivors?" she asked Colonel Seo Kyung-ho. 300 out of 2,000 colonists, he replied grimly. The rest were used up in the experiments. The Vorthans kept detailed notes about how long each person lasted under different types of torture. Dr. Lim Hae-rin found the Vorthan research files and downloaded them to her datapad. The information would be useful for understanding alien psychology, but reading it made her feel sick. "Colonel, what happened to the Vorthon researchers?" "They are in the detention center," Colonel Seo Kyung-ho said. "I thought you might want to study them before we dispose of them." Dr. Lim Hae-rin nodded. Understanding how aliens thought was important for the war effort. But first, she needed to help the human survivors. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, other human forces were striking alien targets. Captain Song Yun-ji led a squadron of ships that specialized in capturing alien vessels intact. Her job was to steal alien technology and turn it against its creators. "Target acquired," her pilot reported. "Zelkari heavy cruiser, minimal escort." Captain Song Yun-ji studied the alien ship through her scope. The Zelkari were known for building the best shields in the galaxy. Their technology could protect them from almost any weapon. Almost any weapon was the important part. "Activate the phase disruptors," she ordered. "Full power, focused beam." The human weapons fired, and the Zelkari shields flickered for just a moment. That was long enough for human boarding pods to slip through the gap. The aliens never even realized they had been boarded until human soldiers were already inside their ship. "Boarding successful," came the report from the assault team. "Zelkari crew is surrendering. They seem very confused about how we got through their shields." Captain Song Yun-ji smiled. The aliens thought their technology was perfect because they had stopped trying to improve it centuries ago. Humans had been studying alien defenses for decades, looking for weaknesses. Every alien system had flaws. You just had to be smart enough to find them. The captured Zelkari ship was added to the growing human fleet. Alien technology was reverse-engineered and improved. Alien weapons were turned against their creators. Every victory made humans stronger, and aliens weaker. Back on the Indomitable, Dr. Lim Hae-rin finished treating the human survivors and went to interrogate the Vorthan prisoners. She found them huddled in a corner of their cell, shaking with fear. "Please," one of them begged. "We were just following orders. We never wanted to hurt anyone." Dr. Lim Hae-rin looked at the alien creature that had spent weeks cutting open human children for fun. "Tell me about your research. What were you trying to learn?" We were studying human pain tolerance. The hegemony wanted to know the most efficient ways to process human populations. Process? Kill them, the Vorthan admitted. The plan was to exterminate all humans in the galaxy. We were finding the cheapest methods. Dr. Lim Hayrin felt her anger grow, but she kept her voice calm. This information was too important to let emotions interfere. How many species are involved in this plan? Most of them, the Vorthan said. The Galactic Union decided that humans were becoming too dangerous. They wanted to eliminate the threat before humans could develop advanced weapons. Too late for that, Dr. Lim Hayrin said quietly. She left the detention center and returned to the bridge. Captain Yoon Mi-young was studying reports from other human operations. The news was all good. Human forces were winning every battle, capturing every target, destroying every alien fleet they encountered. The aliens are starting to panic, Captain Yoon Mi-young reported. We are getting transmissions from several species asking for negotiations. What are they offering? Dr. Lim Hayrin asked. Everything they can think of. Technology, territory, tribute. Some of them are even offering to help us fight the Vorthans. Dr. Lim Hayrin thought about the human children who had been hunted for sport. She thought about the colonists who had been dissected while they were still alive. She thought about the alien plan to exterminate humanity completely. Tell them we will consider their offers, she said, after we finish what they started. Captain Yoon Mi-young looked confused. After we finish what? They wanted to see which species was stronger. They wanted to find out what happens when you threaten human children. They wanted to test human pain tolerance and survival instincts. Dr. Lim Hayrin looked out at the stars, where human fleets were spreading across the galaxy like wildfire. Now they are going to get their answer. The Indomitable jumped to hyperspace, heading for its next target. Behind them, Kepler Colony was free. But the price of that freedom had been paid in alien blood. Across the galaxy, other human ships were collecting the same payment from other alien worlds. The fire was spreading, and there was no way to put it out. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae looked at the tactical display showing Nexus Prime, the capital world of the Galactic Union. The planet was surrounded by the largest alien fleet ever assembled. Ships from dozens of species had come together to defend the heart of their civilization. Impressive, his tactical officer said. They have over 3,000 ships protecting the capital. Every major species contributed their best vessels. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae studied the enemy formation. The aliens had learned from their early defeats. They were no longer underestimating human capabilities, but they still did not understand what they were really facing. How many ships do we have? He asked. 200, sir, but the new Phoenix-class dreadnoughts are ready for combat testing. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae smiled. The aliens thought this was about numbers. They still believed that bigger fleets meant automatic victory. They had never learned to think like humans. Agent Park Min-soo appeared on the communication screen. He was calling from inside Nexus Prime itself, where he had been operating as a deep cover agent for 15 years. The aliens thought he was a harmless human trader who sold Earth art to alien collectors. Admiral, the planet's defenses are online, Agent Park Min-soo reported. But I have good news. The defense grid has the same vulnerabilities we expected. Human-built components were used in the construction, and we built in some special features, such as backdoor access codes, false system readings, and remote shutdown capabilities. When you begin your attack, I can disable their planetary shields and weapon systems. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae felt a moment of satisfaction. Humans had been involved in building Galactic Union infrastructure for over a century. The aliens had trusted them because they thought humans were too primitive to create hidden threats. They were wrong. What about the government leaders? Admiral Kwon Sung-jae asked. All present for an emergency session, Agent Park Min-soo replied. They are debating whether to offer humanity a peace treaty or declare total war. The vote is scheduled for 3 hours from now. They will not get the chance to vote, Admiral Kwon Sung-jae said grimly. Captain Song Yeon-ji's voice came through another channel. She was leading a strike force against alien supply lines, cutting off reinforcements to Nexus Prime. Her ships had been capturing alien vessels for weeks, building up human strength while weakening alien fleets. Admiral, we have completed our sweep of the outer systems, she reported. 47 alien cargo ships captured, 12 military escorts destroyed. The aliens are having trouble feeding their fleet around Nexus Prime. Excellent work, Captain. How are the new ships performing? Better than expected, sir. The alien crews keep surrendering when they realize their weapons cannot penetrate our armor. Some of them are begging to join the human fleet. Admiral Quan. Sung-jae was not surprised. Many alien species had been forced to join the Galactic Union against their will. They resented the powerful species that controlled them. Now that humans were winning, some aliens were switching sides. Admiral, his communications officer called out. We are receiving a transmission from the alien fleet. It is coming from the Galactic Union flagship. Put it through. The main screen showed an alien that Admiral Kwon Sung-jae recognized. High Commander Vex Korun was the supreme military leader of the Galactic Union. He was a Zelkari, one of the species that had voted to exterminate humanity. Human Admiral, Vex Korun said in accented English. I offer you one final chance to avoid complete destruction. Surrender now, and your species will be allowed to survive as laborers. Continue this futile resistance, and we will eliminate every human in the galaxy. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae laughed. You still do not understand, do you? You think this is about survival. You think we are fighting because we are desperate. Are you not? Vex Korun asked, looking confused. No, we are fighting because you made us angry. There is a difference. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae cut the transmission and turned to his fleet commanders. All ships, prepare for final approach. Target every alien vessel. No survivors. The human fleet moved toward Nexus Prime. As they approached, Agent Park Min-soo activated his hidden programs. The planet's defenses began shutting down one by one. Weapon platforms went offline. Shield generators failed. Communication networks crashed. What is happening? Came panicked transmissions from the alien fleet. Why are our systems failing? Admiral Kwon Sung-jae opened a channel to the entire alien fleet. For 150 years, you let humans help build your technology. You thought we were too stupid to hide anything dangerous in our work. You were wrong. The Phoenix-class dreadnoughts fired their main weapons. Each ship carried gravity bombs powerful enough to crush entire fleets. The alien vessels tried to scatter, but their formation was too tight. The gravity weapons pulled them together, creating a massive collision that destroyed hundreds of ships at once. Impossible, Vex Korun transmitted. The laws of physics do not allow weapons like this. Human physics are different from yours. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae replied, We never stopped learning. We never stopped improving. While you were celebrating your superiority, we were surpassing you. The battle for Nexus Prime lasted 6 hours. When it was over, the alien fleet was completely destroyed. The planet's defenses were offline. The Galactic Union government was trapped on the surface with no way to escape. Agent Park Min-soo appeared on the screen again. This time he was calling from the Union Council chambers. Behind him, alien leaders sat in shock as human soldiers took control of the building. The council is secured, he reported. We have captured the senior leadership of 43 species. They are requesting permission to negotiate. Granted, Admiral Kwon Sung-jae said, but first, they need to see something. He transmitted the footage from New Seoul, showing Vorthon's soldiers hunting human children. He transmitted the research files from Kepler Colony, showing alien scientists experimenting on human prisoners. He transmitted the secret communications they had captured, showing the alien plan to exterminate humanity completely. The alien leaders watched in silence. Some of them looked ashamed, others looked defiant. A few looked terrified. This is what you did to us, Admiral Kwon Sung-jae said. This is why we are here. You wanted to test human strength and survival instincts. Congratulations, you succeeded. High Commander Vex Korun was among the prisoners. He looked old and tired, nothing like the proud warrior he had been a few hours earlier. What do you want from us? He asked quietly. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae thought about the question. What did humans want? Justice, revenge, security, all of those things, but something more as well. We want to make sure this never happens again, he said finally. We want to make sure no species ever again decides that humans are weak enough to hunt for sport. And how do you plan to ensure that? Admiral Kwon Sung-jae looked out at the burning remains of the alien fleet. Across the galaxy, Human forces were mopping up the last resistance. Species that had participated in the genocide were being systematically defeated. Their military forces were being destroyed. Their governments were falling. Simple, he said. We are going to take control. From now on, humans make the rules. From now on, humans decide which species live and which species die. Agent Park Min-soo had found the Union's secret archives. The files contained evidence of other genocides, other species that had been eliminated when they became inconvenient. Humanity was not the first victim of alien pest control. They were just the first to fight back successfully. Admiral, Agent Park Min-soo called out, you need to see this. The Union has been exterminating species for thousands of years. Anytime a race developed technology that threatened alien supremacy, they were eliminated. The Vorthons were specialists in this kind of work. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae felt his anger grow even hotter. The galaxy was not just cruel, it was systematically evil. The powerful species maintained their control by murdering anyone who might challenge them. How many species? He asked. Hundreds, Agent Park Min-soo replied. Maybe thousands. The records go back a long way. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae made his decision. Humanity would not just survive this war, they would make sure it never happened again, to anyone. Send a message to all human forces, he ordered. The war is not over. Phase 2 begins now. We are not just liberating human worlds. We are liberating the entire galaxy from the species that have been controlling it through murder and terror. Captain Song Yoon-ji's voice came through the communication system. Admiral, we are receiving surrender offers from over a dozen species. They want to join the human side before we attack their worlds. Accept the surrenders, Admiral Kwon Sung-jae decided. But make it clear that joining the human side means following human rules. Any species that has participated in genocide will face judgment. High Commander Vex Korun spoke up from his detention cell. You cannot govern the entire galaxy. Humans are not ready for that kind of responsibility. Admiral Kwon Sung-jae looked at the alien leader who had threatened to exterminate humanity just hours earlier. You are right, he said. Humans are not ready to govern through politics and diplomacy. But we are very good at governing through strength and fear. Since that is the only language the galaxy understands, that is the language we will use. The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, human fleets were spreading out to claim their new territory. Admiral Kim Tae-won stood in his new office on Nexus Prime, looking out at the city below. 6 months had passed since the fall of the Galactic Union. The alien capital had been renamed Terra Central, and it now served as the headquarters of human space. The city looked different under human control. The tall towers that had once housed alien bureaucrats now contained human administrators. The parks where alien children had played were now filled with human families from the liberated colonies. The statues of alien heroes had been replaced with memorials to human victims. Dr. Park So-ra entered the office carrying a thick data pad. She had been appointed as Director of Alien Studies, responsible for understanding the species that now lived under human rule. The final reports are ready, she said, setting the pad on his desk. We have completed our analysis of all major alien civilizations. Admiral Kim Tae-won, now Supreme Commander of Human Space, picked up the pad and began reading. The numbers were staggering. In the 6 months since the war began, human forces had conquered over 2,000 star systems. 300 alien species now lived under human law. How many species chose to fight? He asked. 47, Dr. Park So-ra replied. Most of them are extinct now. The ones that survived are in rehabilitation camps, learning to follow human rules. Admiral Kim Tae-won nodded. Humanity had learned an important lesson from the aliens. Mercy was a luxury that could be dangerous. Species that refused to accept human authority were eliminated quickly and efficiently. The galaxy needed to understand that human rule was not optional. Ambassador Choi Hye-jin appeared on the communication screen. She was calling from the Vorton homeworld, where she now served as planetary governor. The Vorthons had been given a choice, complete submission or extinction. Most had chosen submission. Sir, we have completed the Vorthon work assignments, she reported. The survivors are being used for manual labor in the mining colonies. They seem to be adapting well to their new status. Any problems with discipline? Admiral Kim Tae-wan asked. Some of the older Vorthans still remember when they were the hunters instead of the hunted. We have had to make examples of a few troublemakers, but the younger generation is learning quickly that humans are their superiors now. Admiral Kim Tae-wan was satisfied with the report. The Vorthans had learned to hunt human children for sport. Now they were learning what it felt like to be prey. The lesson would be remembered for generations. Captain Lee Jin-ho contacted them from the Outer Rim territories. He was leading exploration missions beyond the old Galactic Union borders, searching for new species and new resources for the human empire. "Commander, we have discovered something interesting," he reported. "There is another galaxy nearby, and our long-range sensors show signs of advanced civilization." "Hostile?" Admiral Kim Tae-wan asked. "Unknown, sir, but they appear to have technology comparable to what the Galactic Union had before we conquered them. They might pose a threat to human expansion." Admiral Kim Tae-wan considered this news. Humanity had learned that the universe was a dangerous place. Other civilizations could not be trusted to remain peaceful. The safest policy was to conquer potential threats before they became actual threats. "Prepare an expedition," he ordered. "We need to know what we are dealing with. If they are hostile, we eliminate them. If they are not hostile yet, we make sure they never become hostile." Dr. Park Sora looked concerned. "Sir, are we going to start another war? We have not even finished organizing the species we already conquered." Admiral Kim Tae-wan looked at the datapad again. The reports showed that human rule was working well. Crime rates on alien worlds had dropped dramatically once the inhabitants learned that humans punished lawbreakers harshly. Productivity had increased as alien workers learned that humans rewarded good performance and punished laziness. "Dr. Park, how long did it take the old Galactic Union to organize their territory?" he asked. "Several thousand years," she replied. "But they used diplomacy and negotiation. We are using direct control and force." "Exactly. Our methods are more efficient. We can organize the galaxy in decades instead of millennia." General Han Dong-min joined the conversation from his command center on Earth. Project Phoenix had evolved into Project Empire, focused on expanding human control throughout the universe. "Sir, we have reports from the education centers," he said. "The young aliens are learning human values much faster than expected. In another generation, most species will think of humans as their natural leaders." Admiral Kim Tae-wan was pleased with this news. The key to maintaining control was not just military force, but cultural dominance. Alien children were being taught that humans were superior, that human law was just, that human civilization was the greatest achievement in galactic history. "What about the resistance movements?" he asked. "Almost eliminated," General Han Dong-min replied. "A few species are still trying to organize rebellions, but our intelligence networks are very effective. We usually know about planned uprisings before the rebels do." Engineer Nam Yu-jin appeared on another screen. She was calling from the research stations where human scientists were studying captured alien technology. Most of it was primitive, compared to what humans had developed, but some of it was useful. "Commander, we have made a breakthrough in faster-than-light travel," she reported excitedly. "By combining human innovation with alien materials, we can build ships that travel 10 times faster than anything the old Union had." "Good," Admiral Kim Tae-wan said. "How long before we can build a fleet of these ships?" 6 months for the first squadron, 2 years for a full fleet. Admiral Kim Tae-wan made his decision. "Begin construction immediately. We will need fast ships to explore the neighboring galaxy." Commander O.J. Sung contacted them from the prison world where the most dangerous alien leaders were being held. These were the individuals who had planned the extermination of humanity, the scientists who had experimented on human prisoners, the soldiers who had hunted human children. "Sir, we have completed the final interrogations," he reported. "The prisoners have provided full details about alien military capabilities, government structures, and technological secrets. We now know everything about how the old system worked." "Excellent. What is their current status?" "They are scheduled for execution tomorrow. The trials found them all guilty of crimes against humanity. Justice will be served." Admiral Kim Tae-wan felt a sense of closure. The aliens who had planned genocide would pay for their crimes. Their deaths would send a message to other species. Threatening humanity was a fatal mistake. Dr. Lim Hyrene appeared on the screen from her new laboratory. She had been studying alien psychology to understand how different species thought and what motivated them. Her research helped human administrators govern alien populations more effectively. "Commander, I have been analyzing the data from our conquered territories," she said. "The results are remarkable. Most alien species are actually happier under human rule than they were under the old Union." Explain. The Galactic Union was corrupt and inefficient. Most species were oppressed by the powerful races like the Vorthons and Zelkari. Under human rule, they have protection from bullies, fair laws, and opportunities for advancement based on merit rather than species membership. Admiral Kim Tae-wan was not surprised. Humans had experienced oppression themselves, so they understood how to create better systems. Human law was harsh, but fair. Human administrators were strict but honest. Human protection was reliable and effective. "Sir," Dr. Park So-ra said quietly, "there is something else we need to discuss. Some of our own people are concerned about what we have become." Admiral Kim Tae-wan looked at her with interest. "Explain." Before the war, humans were known for being peaceful and cooperative. Now we rule through fear and force. Some people are worried that we have become too much like the aliens we defeated. Admiral Kim Tae-wan considered this concern. It was true that humanity had changed during the war. They had learned to be ruthless when necessary, to use fear as a tool of control, to eliminate threats before they became dangerous. "Dr. Park, what happened to the humans who stayed peaceful and cooperative?" he asked. "They were murdered by aliens who saw them as easy targets." "And what happened to the humans, who learned to be strong and ruthless?" "They conquered the galaxy." Admiral Kim Tae-wan walked to the window and looked out at the city again. Human children were playing in the parks where alien leaders had once planned genocide. Human families were living in homes where alien bureaucrats had once written laws to oppress weaker species. "The universe is not a kind place," he said finally. "Peaceful species get exterminated. Weak civilizations get enslaved. Trusting people get betrayed. We learned these lessons the hard way." He turned back to Dr. Park So-ra. "If becoming strong and ruthless was the price of survival, then it was a price worth paying. If ruling through fear and force is what keeps human children safe, then that is what we will do." Dr. Park So-ra nodded slowly. "And if other species in the neighboring galaxy prove to be hostile?" Admiral Kim Tae-wan looked at the reports from Captain Lee Jin-ho's exploration mission. Unknown civilizations, unknown technologies, unknown threats. The universe was full of dangers that humanity had not yet discovered.